My name is MARLENE SAMPAIO, and for 15 years a curse followed me. In my childhood, I began to feel strange things that I didn't understand. During the night, I would notice that my body was being touched, and that would make me afraid. And because of that fear, I would hide myself underneath the bed sheets. I didn't understand anything. Time passed and my mother took me one day to a place saying that it would be the solution for this problem. And I went there happy because for me, I was really going to be free from that. When I arrived there, the lady, she did something towards me. And what she said really happened. It was happening to me. I was happy and I said, that's good that you know everything about my life. What can I do? And she told me, will you do everything that is needed? Because you will need to lay down for the head saint. And so I obeyed. It was all of that process of what I needed to do. There were many things that she asked that I had to provide. Apart from the clothing, I had to provide also a certain amount of money that I had to give to her. I prepared myself what I had to do. I laid down again, but then it was deeper. I shaved my head. Time passed, I went away, and during that time I suffered an accident. I left 7 days and I suffered an accident. And from then on, my life began to be even worse, where I couldn't sleep well. I had a lot of strong headaches. The areas of my life, financial, love life, family, little by little, everything was becoming worse. My marriage was a happy one. My husband gave me the best, and that was the first thing to be affected. So we were separated. Everything was going wrong. Everything that I did, I can say it was a curse. My hands, I say they were cursed. Everything that I would touch would go wrong. So things became more and more complicated day by day. On a Sunday, I woke up very unwell. I had a lot of pain, a deep hole within me that I did not understand what it was, and I was crying a lot, and I fell. And when I fell, I hit my elbow on the floor between the TV remote, and the TV switched on. When that happened, someone appeared sharing their testimony, and I was crying so much. I would wipe my tears to dry the tears because I wanted to absorb what she was saying. I wanted to understand, and she would say exactly that there is a solution. She went through a problem, and that matched exactly like my problem, and I was happy because I looked at her and I said, what place is this? I was able to note down the address, and that was the Temple of Solomon. And in the same week, Thursday, it was my first day. A lady all dressed in white, she was so beautiful. She looked at me and she said, do you need help? Can I help you with anything? And I said, I'm not understanding what is happening to me, but it was something very nice. I noticed that a lot of things was coming out of me that I did not understand. There I noticed that I had to change. If I was there, it's because something happened without me understanding that brought me there. So the first day that I went to a Friday service, I was not feeling too well, but In the moment that the bishop began to speak a word of making a vow, inside of me, I said, "What vow? What is that?" And he was explaining what it was, the meaning, and why we do the vow, the importance of it, the strength of the vow. I went to the altar and I grabbed that envelope, but I entered inside this envelope. It was something very important for me. I lived with that envelope. I prayed with it. I placed it on my head. I would speak. I paid a lot of attention in what he said. So that vow, it was not money, value of money, but it was the action that I would take. When I placed that on the altar, I noticed something different happened in me. When I sat down, I already noticed that I was different, and time passed, and I really noticed that something, a big difference, happened inside of me. And then the man of God said that I had to receive the Holy Spirit. He said there to people, but I said, "This is for me." I said, "Holy Spirit, what is Holy Spirit?" And that's when he was explaining what that greatness was. And I said, "I'm going to seek the Holy Spirit." And that's what happened. In that moment, I received. There, he said, "My child, I've always been with you." And I was taken by such a great joy. And the first moment was, I wanted to run through the corridors, and I wanted everyone to hear me speak about Jesus. Today, I have a life that is transformed. I no longer feel headaches. I sleep very well. I am totally different. I am not nervous. I get along with everyone. Today, I can say I am a new Marlene, a new woman. And my family also changed. And the word of blessing from the altar was prophesied in my life, and I live it in my life today.